Hey everybody, Alpha Magnus here. Today, the weird stuff. We're gonna get weird with all the stuff. I have no recollection of this. Actually, I won't say recollection. I have no recollection of a show, so if a show exists from back then, I do not know what it is. But I got Roboforce. Here he is. This is the MAXX 89, previously MAXX Steel, but Mattel owns MAXX Steel, and they're whiny little baby bitches that said, no, you can't have that, even though it is spelled different and technically was beforehand. Ignore the destroyed box. Got this guy for $15 at Walmart. It was the only one that they had of the regular version. Then I go to other Walmarts and there's a million of them. But I'm going to tear this open and do it anyway, so why do I care about the box? Here we go. This is the fun part. Starring in the hit animated series that hasn't aired one single episode. That's good timing. Here's that. And what's this? There he is. There's my $15 tag. This was as of 1/21. I'm a little behind on filming these things. Starring in the hit animated series, sure. Why not? Just make up whatever. This is from Nacelle. As you can see there, they are the Toys That Made Us people. They've done a bunch of stuff. The movies that made us, the made us that made us. They decided, the guy who owns it was like, hey, how come we're not making toys and TV shows and stuff? So they bought up a bunch of these licenses. This, Biker Mice from Mars, whatever the hell a Great Garloo is. What the hell that is. I have a feeling that he is probably a Gen Xer, like a late Gen Xer, so he did get a lot of the mixins on here for this, so that's why we got a lot of these older things that are there. Pick up robotics, like geez, robotics was cool as hell. Anyway, we got MAXX 89 here. He's the only one that I really cared about, and these figures are normally like $40 or something. That's a pretty damn cool background. Does that come out? It does. Ta-da! We got ourselves a cool backdrop. Roboforce, didn't really know it, but I do recognize the original design, and I think that's one of the problems that I'm having with this figure. So let's take a look at Maximilian 89. And mind you, it's a robot, so it kind of gets a pass on my do I need this scale. For $15, this is a huge, badass looking robot. So, even if I never heard of Roboforce before or knew anything about this, I probably would have bought it. Let's just be honest there. If it was a dragon, an articulated dragon man or something, I probably would have bought it. I have weaknesses that are easily exploited. So the original, which if you've never seen it, the original figure of this is like a monopod robot. So he has only got one leg. They decided to make theirs, first off, they kept the suction cup feature, which is super weird, but they decided to make theirs bipedal, which I'm going to say is a detriment to the original design. The original design was original because it had one leg thing. I get that you don't want it to look like that, but that's like giving a Dalek legs in Doctor Who. It looks stupid for the most part. What they should have, in my personal opinion, is had these be a cylinder that split into two if they wanted to have legs, and then click back together so that it looked normal. But I'm not the project designer. I'm designing my own toy line, and these are all things that keep going in my brain. Now, mind you, mine not so much nostalgia based, but if the original one was weird because it was like, oh, it's those robots that had a suction cup on the bottom and only one leg, and then you give them two legs, you've just taken half of their appeal out, which is probably why this guy is $15 from $40. So let's take a look. He does have the articulation, I've heard, is good on these, but let's take a look at the actual like paint and stuff. So it actually looks really nice, just like the biker mice from Mars, which those are also on clearance. Pick those. I'm gonna say this: pick the biker mice up, because those are gonna be once this show comes out, they're probably gonna be harder to get. And for $15, that's definitely worth it. It is just looks like a pressure fit, but there's a washer inside that thigh, so that is nice. I was wondering if that was gonna get loose after time. No thigh swivels, really. It's all hip. So that is a little weird. Twists and turns, you can go burb mode here. Like that. Not that you'd ever want to. We do have a waist swivel. This looks pretty cool and retro. We do have a up and down here. Running around there. We do have looks like a bicep swivel. Double jointed here as well. Nothing there. And then this does spin. So he also comes with look, this hand, which I'm assuming you could swap out so that he has like an attack hand. And then you do have some guns here, which attach at some point. So let's see where those attach. I would assume something attaches here, but that doesn't look like that'll play out right. Let's see what we got. So here's another problem. Oh, it shows it on the back. Did I even show the back? I think I did show the back of this. And I'm just too dumb to realize it. There you go. Oh, that's why, because the back keeps getting... There. That'll work. MAXX 89. I'm going to have to take a look and see what the original one looked like and see if there's a way I can maybe mod this to look like that. I know. This is where the duality of man comes in, because I cannot freaking stand it when people are like this with G.I. Joe, Transformers, etc. But this is like a niche. This is niche. This isn't like you're going to have 400 of these robots running around. You're going to have 2. And you've just made it different than the original, so why would I ever care about anything else? I don't know. It is a problem, being like, hey, how come this doesn't look like the original? But it is also a problem when the original was barely memorable, and then you change it. So, it is what it is. Man, these do not really want to come in here at all. And I kind of thought this was how it was going to go, is I didn't think this was going to be an enjoyable experience for anyone involved. There are very specific holes that have very specific angles to them. And instead of just making them where, you can do whatever you want, you got to kind of... So like this has like a triangle, and you gotta try and push it in here. So you can't like spin it around. It's not movable. It's a little bit of a bummer. I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of expecting this to be a little more, I don't know, malleable. I don't know. There. So the gun fits there at least. And this one's got to go on top. That's the only other spot that I can see. They didn't put any instructions on this to show you like where this stuff's supposed to go. So you kind of just got to hope that it works. That's got to be it. This is just not want to fit in there, and I don't want to break it. Like if these were universal joints and you could put them wherever you wanted, that would be really cool. That'd be something different. They're not. So I've got a little bit. I still need to find a Garlu that I want. Oddly enough, those ones I didn't see at all. So did those go on clearance and people bought them? Like, I'm wondering if it's like a 70s thing and those people are like, Garlo, sure, I'll buy that. That's tiny and weird. Because I haven't seen any of those ones. But I'm like, I might as well get all the Nacelleverse characters, right? That's like a thing you could do easily. There we go. So, here he is. You can swap this hand out and give him the gun, which I probably will do. One of my biggest pet peeves is, those actually worked really well. Wow. Is when you get a figure like this and you cannot have all of the parts on him and then you're stuck with like this, just one hand. What am I going to do with this? So let's... we're just going to attach it to one of these things. And hopefully not break it. Like I said, I'm a little less worried about it because do I even care about... There. Yeah, of course it popped out. But this is what I'm talking about. Like, that is a hyper specific there. So hey, look, I got it. I got it. There he is. MAXX 89. We've got the robot. I just like it as a robot. I don't care. But I do think that changing characters like this is good if you're not licensing them or purchasing the license. If you're purchasing the license, use the damn thing. That's like if I purchased the license to Dragon Ball Z. And instead of releasing a figure that is like Dragon Ball Z, and like built buff and stuff, I made like a skinny teenage version that like slides over a car on his head. And for some reason, the bad guy is the guy from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Why? Why are we doing this? It is a waste. Just do the thing that we like, and we'll be happy. And as I said, there was an easy way to get around that, and that is to have the legs separate into two half cylinders, and then become the legs. Or make it so that I could just pop this off and stick it there. That would have worked perfectly fine for me. Just for display purposes. But to hard go, no, we're giving him two legs this time, and then not give any options. It's a little weird. But I hope you enjoyed this review at least. If you did, please like, subscribe, comment. If you hated it, please comment, because I love my haters. You feed me. I'm Alpha Magnus.